Hello. In this video, I'll explain what to do if you've accidentally deleted files, formatted a disk, recreated partitions on a RAID drive, or changed the file system from HFS Plus to APFS. This solution helps resolve issues when a disk in a RAID array has failed or when the RAID is not working on your device, Mac Mini, MacBook, iMac, or Mac Pro. This solution will also help in situations where data was lost due to RAID deletion or as a result of an error during array rebuilding. You can successfully recover data from a RAID in the aforementioned cases using the Hetman RAID Recovery program. The program automatically recovers data from a damaged RAID on macOS, Windows, or Linux. Briefly about the differences. RAID 0 combines two or more drives into a single logical disk, where data is striped across all members of the array. For example, the first block of a file is written to disk A, the second block to disk B, the third back to disk A, and so on. Thanks to this approach, read and write speeds are almost doubled because multiple drives work simultaneously. RAID 1 creates an exact copy of all data simultaneously on two drives. If one disk fails, the second retains a full copy of the information, and the system continues to operate without data loss. This is an ideal option for users who value stability in data security. How to create RAID 0 and RAID 1 on macOS using RAID Assistant. First, connect two identical SSDs or HDDs to your Mac Mini via USB 3.0, Thunderbolt, or another high-speed interface. It is recommended that both drives have the same capacity, for example 1 terabyte each, and are in good working condition. Open Disk Utility via Launchpad, the Applications folder, or Spotlight Search. In the top menu, select View, Show All Devices to display physical disks along with their volumes. Now you can open RAID Assistant. In the top menu, select File, RAID Assistant. After launching, the Array Creation Wizard will appear. In the first step, select the array type, striped or RAID 0 or mirrored RAID 1. Next, the system will display all available disks. Select both disks that will be members of the RAID array and click Next. On the next screen, set the array name, for example, Mac Mini _ RAID 0. You can choose the file system format between APFS and macOS Extended. Leave the RAID block size set to the default, unless you have specific requirements. For SSDs and most tasks, a value of 32 kilobytes is optimal. After reviewing the settings, click Create. macOS will create the RAID array and combine the selected disks into a single logical volume, which will appear in Disk Utility and Finder as a regular external drive.
The process may take several minutes, depending on disk capacity and interface speed. When the RAID Assistant finishes creating the array, open Finder to verify that the system has recognized the new disk. On the left side of the Finder window, under Locations or Devices, a new logical drive will appear with the name you specified. It behaves like a regular external drive, although it actually consists of two physical disks combined into a single array.
RAID Diagnostics in Disk Utility. To view the technical parameters of the new array, open Disk Utility. In the left panel, under RAID Sets, the created array will be displayed along with its type, RAID 0 or RAID 1, total capacity, file system, in the list of participating disks. When you select the RAID array, detailed information appears on the right side of the window: status, online or degraded, available capacity, RAID version, and a list of active members. For RAID 1, Disk Utility also shows the synchronization status, indicating whether both disks are fully mirrored or if a recovery process is in progress after a failure. This window allows you to monitor the array status, disk connectivity, and perform basic operations like mounting, checking, or unmounting volumes. It's convenient for real-time monitoring of the RAID's operation.
RAID Diagnostics via Terminal. To obtain full technical information about the RAID array, you can use Terminal, the standard macOS command line tool. It provides access to parameters that may not always be visible in disk utility. Open Terminal via Launchpad or Spotlight and enter the command disk-util Apple RAID list. After executing the command, macOS will display a list of all RAID arrays created on the system, including the following parameters: name, the RAID array name specified during creation; unique ID, a unique identifier used by macOS to recognize the array; type, array type, striped or RAID 0, or mirrored, RAID 1; status, current state of the array. If functioning properly, it will display online; size, total capacity of the combined volume; slices, list of physical disks included in the RAID. For each disk, the output shows its name, identifier, status, active, spare, or degraded, and its share of the total volume. In RAID 1 configurations, synchronization status is also displayed. If a disk was temporarily disconnected or damaged, macOS may mark it as rebuilding or degraded. If the array status is online, the RAID is operating normally. If you see degraded, one of the disks requires inspection or replacement. After creating a RAID array, it is recommended to periodically check its status in disk utility or via terminal. If a disk shows a status of missing or degraded, this indicates a problem. Missing means the disk is temporarily unavailable or disconnected, while degraded indicates read-write errors or synchronization issues. Even with proper configuration, RAID arrays are not immune to failures. In such situations, it is important to remain calm and act carefully. First and foremost, never write new data to the disk or array from which data has disappeared. Any new writes may overwrite deleted data fragments, making recovery impossible. Before taking any action, close all applications working with these disks and disable automatic backups. If the RAID no longer mounts, do not attempt to format or initialize the disks. Simply leave them connected as detected by the system. Data recovery from RAID. To recover data, you can use Hetman RAID Recovery. The program allows data recovery even in complex scenarios, such as when the RAID array no longer mounts, one or more disks have bad sectors, or a failure occurred during operation. RAID 1 Recovery. If one of the disks is damaged, the array was recreated, or data was accidentally deleted from a RAID 1 array, connect either disk to another computer, preferably directly via SATA port rather than USB. Launch Hetman RAID Recovery. The program will automatically detect all connected disks and attempt to reconstruct the RAID structure. The main window will display detected disks and recovered arrays. Select the required disk or RAID volume. Double-click it or right-click and select Open. First, run a fast scan and select the file systems previously used on the disk. After scanning, the program will display recovered partitions, folders, and files. Use the preview window to verify file integrity. Then select the required items and click Recovery. Choose a different disk or external drive to save the recovered data. Do not save files back to the original disk. RAID 0 Recovery. To recover data from a RAID 0 array,
all disks must be connected simultaneously, as the program cannot read individual RAID 0 disks separately. It only recognizes the fully assembled array. Ensure that all disks from the RAID 0 configuration are physically connected to the computer or a specialized device such as a dock station or HBA controller used for recovery. If this is not possible, create an image of one disk, deploy it on a PC where the second disk is connected, and continue recovery using Hetman RAID Recovery. Once both disks are connected, launch the program. In the main window, locate a disk that was part of the RAID and note the first sector value shown in the lower left corner. This value is required for manual reconstruction. In our case, the value is 409640. Open RAID Constructor from the upper left menu, click Next, select Manual Mode, and click Next again. On the next screen, specify all known parameters. Select RAID 0 stripe as the array type, set the block size to 32 kilobytes, leave other parameters unchanged, including bytes per sector, 512, and byte order, standard. From available disks, move the physical disks to selected disks. Disk order is critical for correct data reconstruction. For each selected disk, click Change Disk Offset Size. Set first sector to 409640, change bytes to sectors, and click OK. Repeat this for the second disk. Click Update to verify the configuration. The directory tree should appear in the resulting RAID array window. Click Add to finalize the RAID reconstruction. The restored RAID 0 array will now appear in the main window and can be scanned. Open the RAID 0 volume, select Fast Scan, and click Next. After the scan completes, click Finish. The recovered data will be displayed, and you can preview files before recovery. Select the required files and folders, click Recovery, choose a save location, and confirm. The data has now been successfully recovered from the RAID 0 array. If you found this material useful, please like the video, subscribe to the Hetman Software channel, and click the bell icon to stay updated with new content. Thank you for watching, and may your data always remain safe.